was a ritualist. He's into witchcraft. He's into dark arts. He's a wizard.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another exhilarating episode of Grace Daily Motivational, where today we are delving deep into more controversial questions surrounding the late Prophet TB Joshua as the echoes of his legacy reverberate through the corridors of Nigeria, Africa, and the entire world. In the heart of this storm stands Prophet Makandiwa, not just as a spectator, but as a discerning voice, raising poignant questions and reflections that challenge us to look beyond the surface. Now, let's get right into the heart of the matter. You're going to see Prophet Makandiwa speak with the wisdom of God, and he wants you to imagine this, if you will, the scene as he paints for us a mature man, an intercessor, immersed in the sacred environment of the synagogue prayer mountain for 16 years, witnessing events that baffle the mind and challenge the soul, rituals, mysterious practices, and inexplicable occurrences. The documentary alleges all these in the context of TB Joshua's ministry, but here's where Makandiwa's insights cut through the fog of sensationalism like a sharp blade. He says, why these rituals? What was their purpose? Makandiwa prompts us to ponder. He draws us into a logical conundrum. If TB Joshua indeed engaged in dark rituals for power, why then would he need to resort to gathering information through physical, human means for his prophecies? This contradiction lays bare the need for discernment and deeper understanding. Watch this powerful clip and we'll be right back to share our thoughts.
Let's look at things that you have heard most people say concerning TB Joshua. You have a man that they say was a ritualist. He's into witchcraft. He's into dark arts. He's a wizard. They've said all sorts of things about the man, including in this documentary that has recently come out. Of course, you also hear people saying that why are they speaking now that the man is dead? But according to the documentary, if you follow it very well, you see that those people were interviewed before. Their intention was for this matter to come out before the man passes on. It's clear in the documentary, and yet still people are saying, why are you doing this, realizing the man is no longer here? So these are things that you look at and you question yourself, where is the truth in this? Now, if a man is into ritual, then when you want to destroy him, when you want to attack him, when you want to discredit him, you want to bring him down, there are things about the man that you should not deny. There are things about the man that you should not ignore. I heard, this is not like prophetic, this is not in the spirit. No, I watched the documentary. When people ask me, what's your take on this? On other matters, I look into the matter first. On this one, I had to look into the matter, even though people were not bothering me, but I needed to understand what is happening here. Now think for a moment. You have a man who is working in your prayer mountain. He's not a little boy, he's a mature man. He's probably a father of I don't know how many children, and he's one of your workers, and he's your intercessor, and he stays in the prayer mountain, and he's there for 16 years. And in that place, you've got pictures of men of God that are being prayed against, whether there is blood being spewed on the pictures, whether they are using swords. And at some point he said he comes to the prayer mountain and there is a fish pond over there, and then he removes his hair and his pubic hair, and we took one of the fish and he puts it in the mouth of the fish and allows the fish to go, and then the fish started multiplying and all sorts of things. And you look at that, what is it that you would have done if you were TB Joshua? Having a worker who is taking care of your place, probably is your intercessor, and you are not of God, and you want him to believe that you are of God. Would you do this in his presence? What stops you from shaving your hair and you carry it to the place and you dismiss everyone and you conduct your ceremony? This man is saying, I saw him, he took off his hair and he went under, and again he took off his hair, placed it in the mouth of a fish in your presence, still wanting you to believe that he is of God. And after that, you seem not to be sure. It's either he's of God. You hear him saying it's either he's of God or he's of the devil. You can be close to a man for 16 years and still you are not sure whether he's of God or he's of the devil. You must have verified that before granting people an opportunity to record you. We need people who are sure of what they are saying. Am I saying there are no pastors who are doing rituals? What I'm saying is, you can't put these arguments in the same statement. Once a man is into doing rituals and is shedding blood, you must identify the reason, things that then he goes on to do by reason of the rituals that he has done. If he is into shedding blood, if he has slaughtered, if he has killed people, buried them somewhere, it must be for what reason? The reason must be probably power to do the miracle, an ability to prophesy. The ritual must then give the man the ability to prophesy and then not make use of his disciples to then collect information from people. Why would you kill a chicken? Why would you kill people? Why would you drink their blood to then physically send people to collect information from visitors and they physically bring it to you so that you would give it out as prophecy? Does that require human blood? Am I saying he never conducted any ritual? I'm saying find one thing that you can accept. You cannot say all of the miracles were fake, all of the miracles were doctored, all the prophecies were physically and manually given to him by his disciples. And at the same time, he goes on to conduct some ritual. For what power? For what ability? Then, all I'm saying, next time you think of destroying a man, find one side that you accept. Don't try to destroy all of him. Sacrifice one side. Let go of one side. So if you're not listening to me carefully, you would think I'm saying he never did that. He never shed blood. I'm simply saying, if you're saying he did, it was for what reason? Then you realize that you have to let go of one area. You have to admit the power was there. The prophetic was there. And you then say it was as a result of the ritual that he was doing. Not to say there is a ritual and the man cannot prophesy. He's doing rituals and the man has no power to do the miracle. The rituals were for what? Maybe they were not for power. Maybe the rituals were not for the prophecies. Maybe the rituals were for a bigger church. Is his church the biggest in Nigeria? It's not. In terms of membership, he has few members as compared to other churches whose pastors are not being accused of conducting any ritual. Was it for, of course, many people would, those are not members, those were visitors. They would come from their churches, visit him because they had problems. Those are not members. So the ritual was for what? Maybe the ritual was for long life. If he was drinking people's blood so that he would live long, then you must then come out and let us know that probably he never died, he's still alive. Just so that you defend, you justify the reason for the ritual. He did a ritual for what reason? Give us a reason that you say in this area, it was real, the power was real, the prophetic was real. You would rather say he's not into ritual. Then you say, that's why I would give him information from the people that we get from the people. That's how you deal with a so-called prophet who has no access to a charm. If a charm is giving him information, why would you need a list of disciples eating your food, staying in the campus to collect information from the people, yet you have a charm that can give you information about the people? The two cannot go together. Sacrifice one. I'm teaching you next time you seek to destroy, you seek to attack. Try to appeal to logic. Makes sense in what you're saying. I don't want to have a man who has stayed with a man for 16 years to come out and say, it's either he's Satan or he's, what were you doing in 16 years? You never had your phone on you in 16 years. You never spoke to your family from the prayer mountain. You never took a picture of what was happening. Am I saying he never did that? I'm just saying you are not smart enough. You are not the one to be used either by God or by the devil to bring down a man. We need people that are smart. Try to do a better job next time. Most people that I know that consider themselves to be prophets, they use physical means to get information about people from physical, natural sources. Yes, sending people to collect information. People come for counseling. You sit with a local pastor, a zonal pastor, a cell group pastor. And when they are coming for a quarterly conference where the general overseer is going to be ministering, those pastors, they bring information to their senior. And he knows how many members are coming from that cell. And they prophesy using information that they got from people. And such a man of God doesn't require any ritual. You don't need to kill children. So this is what most people are doing. You don't need to cut the head of a man and you take out his heart and you eat it raw so that you can get information from Facebook about a person. The two doesn't go together. I'm educating you. I'm teaching you in case next time you want to attack a man. Make sure that you are reasonable in your attempt. So there are things that you must accept. You cannot say TB Joshua had no power. You can't say there wasn't any power there. That's not true. You make us question then everything else that you're going to say. Do you even know what power is? He had it. As of the source, be sure. You don't expect us to be sure. You were there for years. You have to be sure.
Just looking at that interview, Makandiwa's reflections take us down a path of questioning, not just the acts, but the intent and the outcomes. He urges us to look at the bigger picture, the fruits of TB Joshua's ministry. Did these alleged rituals align with the prophetic and miraculous outcomes witnessed by many? Or is there a missing piece in this puzzle? A gap between accusations and reality that we need to bridge with wisdom and insight? This is more than just a story. It's a journey into the heart of spiritual discernment. Now, where the lines between truth and allegation, divine power and human manipulation become blurred. Makandiwa challenges us to not hastily paint everything with a single brush, but to carefully separate the wheat from the chaff. So as we wrap up today's episode, we invite you to join this conversation. Share your thoughts, your insights, and your questions. Let's explore together the complexities of spiritual leadership and the pursuit of truth in a world where mysteries often remain hidden beneath the surface. Until we meet again in our next video, remember, this is Grace Daily Motivational, where we navigate the intricate maze of the supernatural, reminding you, in a world where the extraordinary has become the ordinary, to seek the truth that sets free. Until we see you in our next video, I remain Grace Daily Motivational, where the supernatural has become the normal. God bless you.